Right now where I'm at, the world is harsh. And I just don't got no beautiful stories.
Is music killing black people? Rap, sell drugs, go to the NBA. Is music killing black people? Imagine being restricted. Is music killing black people? Imagine being enclosed within a barrier. Is music killing black people? Is rap music constructive, or is rap music destructive? Imagine being defined by the trifecta that is rap, sell drugs, and go to NBA. Is music killing black people? Music is vital. Music is a form of art spanning over thousands of years, conveying various thoughts and emotions through an audible medium. Unlike paintings or architecture, music is a medium that not only is open for interpretation, but is more nuanced and abstract. However, in recent memory, the introduction of hip-hop has brought mixed reactions within the youth, more specifically, the black community. Is rap music constructive or is rap music destructive? I think the answer to that question is way more nuanced than a simple yes or no. Tupac Shakur said, "The world is harsh and I don't got no good stories." I think that is a clear representation of the world that he was around. He was the environment that he came from, you know? And I think that is just a thing within the system itself. You know, before 1970, a black man could go into 12 different trades, that being an electrician, carpenter, or any trade, and make a really decent living. However, after 1970, like I stated, all the industrial jobs were removed. You needed a college education to get those jobs. You go into 1980, where the crack epidemic was really, really prevalent. So, you can't get a job unless you have a college education. Oh, but right, you need money to go to college. Where are you getting the money from if you can't get a job? So what does that cause you to do? Sell drugs. And what does that cause you to do? Go to jail. Thus creating a cycle. Because the system itself believed that if they could take away the power structure of the black community being attacking the black man, that they could destroy the foundation of the movement that black people created. More specifically, in the 1960s. The 1960s costed the government a whole lot of money. So they did those two things. And a byproduct of that was the crack epidemic. And a byproduct of that was rap music, which was just political commentary and which was just a reflection of what things that were going on at that time. Black people wanted to get their emotions and thoughts out in an artistic way. Writing poems, if you will, to convey their thoughts through an audible medium. Now, rap music has flourished into this dominant force. Rap music is the most listened to genre in the entire world. And apparently, it is influencing people in a negative way. Or some might believe. But is it them viewing it that way? Or is it just you not thoroughly taking in the lyrics, not thoroughly understanding what an artist is getting at within his music? Fox News is the biggest culprit in this, and that they kind of quote unquote cherry pick certain things and they take out certain lines and they try to paint and demonize these artists, you know? But we're gonna go ahead and listen to what my friends over at Fox have to say about rap music.
Correct me if I'm wrong. What you're saying is, if an artist supports someone that has been convicted of killing a cop, they should not be allowed to go to the White House.
No, it's a little bit more than that.
Okay, say it again.
I am saying that when a president invites someone, in this case the First Lady invites someone, the resume has to be put in front of them. And they have to select people who are almost unimpeachable, all right, because they're getting that honor to go to the White House. This guy is controversial all day long with this stuff. Not only did he support this cop killer or celebrate the cop killer, he celebrated another one in Philadelphia.
Again, he's celebrating someone he thinks was unjustly. He's not celebrating.
Is this Perry Nason we're talking about now? Is this the most brilliant lawyer of all time?
Who?
This
Common. Well, let me ask you a question.
On.
Are you familiar with Leonard Peltier?
Yes.
Okay. Leonard Peltier was convicted of killing two FBI
All right, now we're
agents.
going on to Wounded Knee.
It's similar.
Uh-huh.
All right.
No, it's not.
Why is it not?
Because you're petty fogging the issue.
It's the exact same thing. It's a guy convicted of killing a law enforcement official. No? Guess who wrote a song about Leonard Peltier?
Yeah.
Bono.
Okay.
Guess where he was? The White House.
Now, I hope you enjoyed that clip. You know, people like that are the ones that are judging rap music. People like that are the ones that are trying to demonize rap music. You see in the clip that Bill O'Reilly was condemning rapper Common for speaking up about a young lady who defended herself. And this is, you know, I did not do research in those two cases that they referred to that he was speaking about. But to my knowledge, that they were innocent, you know, in that they were being attacked by a police officer, you know. And Bill O'Reilly was demonizing them, saying that they were cop killers, and that Common was wrong for supporting them. Now, it's either Bill O'Reilly is choosing to not understand, or, yeah, he's choosing to not understand. That's all it is. There's a specific bias within that. Because the other gentleman that was in that clip, he named another artist, whom I'm not familiar with, that did the same thing and was able to go to the White House. So, people like that are judging the culture. And it's like, why are you listening to people who are culturally unaware? White people that are culturally unaware. How does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense at all. So we're going to go ahead and go to another clip that I have for y'all, and I'm going to give my thoughts. I just wanted to drop these two clips. I hope YouTube does not, I hope they do not copyright me. But I really, really want these to be in the video. So we're going to go ahead and go into it.
And it's cleaned up for your consumption. This is from the story of OJ, okay? This is nominated. Light N-word, dark N-word, faux N-word, real N-word, rich N-word, poor N-word, house N-word, field N-word.
Right.
House N-word, don't F with me. I'm a field N-word with shined cutlery.
So Mrs. Ingram read those lyrics extremely stiff. I think I should go in there and say how you're really supposed to recite those lyrics.
Real nigga, rich nigga, po nigga, house nigga, field nigga, still nigga.
But yes, like I stated, Laura Ingraham really tried to say that Jay-Z's lyrics on the story of OJ, and tried to say that Kendrick Lamar's Humble off of his 2017 album Damn were misogynistic and things of that nature. I think the main thing is that Fox, first of all, Fox News always has an agenda when it comes to rap music and things like that. If you really think that Kendrick Lamar is a negative rapper, because they've already done this in other segments. They've already done this in other segments. Like when, I believe it was the Grammys, when he stood on top of that car, they tried to say that they didn't like it. They tried to say that it was negative, it was bad. And one gentleman on there even had the audacity to say that rap music is killing more than I think he said something that was just off the wall that didn't make any type of sense, any type of coherent sense. And some things really just don't have to be said. If you think Kendrick is a negative rapper, you're an idiot. Point blank. Some things shouldn't be questioned. That's like saying LeBron is bad at basketball. You're just an idiot. You're stupid. That's like saying Michael Jackson can't dance. Certain things are just stupid. And when in that lyric, or the lyric that she was trying to say that it was negative because Jay-Z kept saying the N-word, that what Jay-Z was saying was that you can be any of these types of black people. You can be within the subgenre of the greater genre that is black people. You can be light skinned, blacks, you can be light skinned, brown skinned, dark skinned. You can be rich, poor, it doesn't matter. You're still that. And the media and people will still view you as that. And he was saying that O.J. Simpson was when he was addressed at the Olympics. They asked him about the things that were going on, and he said, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." Taking no type of accountability, no type of stance, if you will, when he had the platform and the money to do so. The same thing with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is a really big culprit of this, not standing for things like that. But within that track, you can't tell me that you don't have to think about that. You're choosing not to think about that. Thus, your viewers, which I can presume are middle-aged Caucasian people, are going to view those lyrics as negative or as bad. It's easy when you take out a little snippet. Jay-Z was putting people on game for the rest of that song. He was putting people on game. He was saying that if you buy a painting, that it can go from 1 million to 2 million to 8 million. Now you can give all of this to your children. If that doesn't sound positive, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I think that's pretty positive. I think To Pimp a Butterfly is pretty positive, if you will. I think that's pretty positive, So it's really easy to manipulate certain things and say, oh, this is negative or this is not positive. It's so easy to do that. It's so easy. And you know what? You might be right. If I listen to just those lyrics, I might think that it's negative. It's the worst thing ever. Even with Kendrick, it might be the worst thing ever. It could be the worst. I'm going to think it's the worst thing ever because I'm detached from that culture. I'm detached from that group of people. Humble. I'm going to talk about Humble because that's the other song that she talked about. Humble, right? Humble is just one of those songs that Kendrick makes that are more, a hyper song, a song that's more, I guess, radio friendly. It did go number 1. Not every song is going to be socially aware. That gets boring. And I feel like people just want black people to just be one thing when they can't really understand it because that's not what they are. You know what I mean? You can't expect a group of people to just abide and be the same over and over and over and over again. That's not how things work. We're not robots. We like to have fun. I'm not going to say that, I'm not saying that drug use or things like that are fun. That's not what I'm saying. Obviously, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that certain things I'm saying that you can't be serious all the time. So don't expect people's music to be serious all the time and say that that's not consistent. Because nobody is 1,000% consistent all the time. Nobody's serious all the time within their music, especially within their craft. What artist makes the same painting over and over and over again? It gets boring. So I would hope that you have some type of mental capacity to think about that. And I'm just, a college student. And I know this. So I'm sure Laura Ingraham knows this. I'm sure she knows this, but she chooses not to. I'm sure Bill O'Reilly knows this, but he chooses not to. He chooses to demonize a black man for standing up and basically commending. I'm commending, and he's demonizing a black man for doing that. So I think that media does play a really big role in basically trying to shift the narrative and saying that rap music is bad. Rap music is just the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever. If you ask me personally, I think the demonizing rap is extremely ignorant. One of the producers from the play that is known as Hamilton said that they used rap as opposed to pop just for the main reason of it is efficient in analyzing, identifying, and transcribing knowledge. You can pack a lot of things within a rap verse and a song itself. There are roughly 478 unique words. There's 1,900 if you include slang, metaphor, and dialect. So obviously, it can be used for something, obviously it can. And more notably, I want to go and transition back to the political commentary of rap. Back in the day, you had a lot of political cartoons that really poked fun of things that were going on during that time. The artist had an inclination to poke fun and offer critiques on what is going on. So what's the issue when a rapper does it? What's the issue if a rapper does it? Because you can pack way more words in a rap song than you can a pop song. If it's so negative, well, I don't know why you would view that as being negative when it's just the ice cold reality of what things actually are. What things actually are. If you're talking about drug use and things like that, you could even talk about The Weeknd. The Weeknd's one of my favorite artists, period. But let's not get it twisted that he won an award, a Kids' Choice Award, for I Can't Feel My Face, which is a song about doing drugs. He won an award. Black people love that song. Why? Because it sounds good? Because it's prettier? He's talking about the same thing, though. He's talking about the same thing. He has the same subject matter. He's still misogynistic in his music. But they'll try to argue and say that, oh no, it's different because he's singing. You see, I think it's just the fact of it's black people just expressing themselves in a way, and more specifically, the more conscious rappers like the J. Cole's of the world, the Kendrick Lamar's of the world, they're really deciding to use their platform to talk about certain topics, and just their material is just so dense as far as just talking about the things that are going on around them within a world that they didn't create, within a society that they didn't create. They're just offering their perspectives, their critiques. Common offering his perspective, his critiques. Jay-Z offering his perspectives and critiques. And the crazy thing is, in this society, black people were labeled criminals for so long that they decided to embrace it within the music and things like that. Because you have in the early 1920s, 1930s, you had who was running the drug game? Who was doing it? Who was doing it? Italians, they were doing it. I believe it was in the 1940s, 1950s, they transitioned from being separated to being integrated as being white. So now they're law enforcement, now they're a part of the fire department, you know, things like that, when they were the ones doing it. However, we were the ones that were demonized. We were the ones that were demonized. So that's why I say that is rap music negative? It's more nuanced than a yes or no. Now, at the same time, there are certain songs that I don't go near. There are certain artists that I do not listen to, that I wouldn't want my children listening to, that I wouldn't want my siblings listening to. I will admit that there are certain songs that are terrible. There are certain songs that are just straight up objectifying women. There are certain songs that are filled with profanity that doesn't even offer proper critiques, that doesn't even have any type of political commentary in it. It's just stupid music. I will admit that, but you cannot generalize an entire genre of music, especially when there are other genres that are notorious for just being crazy. There are other genres. I think it's really bad to just generalize an entire group, you know, especially when if black people did not make rap music, people wouldn't even mention these problems. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. Because there's always just an issue with certain things. There's always an issue with how a group of people goes about certain things. You know, in the 60s, why are they protesting? Why are they doing all these things? Why? Why can't they do it this way? Whereas with black music, or with rap music, oh, they are doing it this way, but why can't they do it that way? You can't pick and choose, you know? And there is another thing that I will say. I think that artists like a Jay-Z, Beyonce, a Kanye, a Drake, they have enough power and influence to actually make change. There was a concept that I was studying, I think it was in my philosophy class, my freshman year of college. I don't remember the exact thing off the top of my head, but the 1% of a population can really cause the rest of a population to go in that direction. If a group of people really just believe in doing this, they can actually enact change. They can enact change. And you want to know why they can enact change? The reason they can enact change is because they have the money, they have the resources, and most importantly, they have the platform. And I think not a lot of people are willing to do that. They think that they're going to lose money, and they don't want to do that. Artists love money too much. They do. But in all actuality, if they really wanted to enact change, they could. But they choose not to. They could, though. They could. They really could. They could. And in that way, I think music would definitely be more constructive, you know? But like I said, I think it's way more nuanced than it being a yes or it being a no. I think this topic is just way too broad. There's too many artists out here that are making and doing the right thing for me to say that it's destructive entirely. Especially, like I said, especially within the system that these people are from. Like, you expect them to just lie on wax and just say, oh, everything is just so great. Life is just so wonderful. Life is full of rainbows and sunshine. That's not the reality. The world is harsh, and I don't got no good stories. And that's the way it was communicated. So is rap constructive, or is rap destructive? You decide. Put it down in the comment section below.